Hi y'all, just the Meemaw today. Touching on a few things, and I want to pitch an idea from a watcher, Liz from Rhode Island, who is a literal goddess. Hang in there for a few minutes and you'll see, and I think you will agree. But first I need to have a chat with President Joe Biden. President Biden, I am absolutely sick about what is happening with the Democratic Party. As a very practical Yankee farm wife, I have the common sense to see past all the bullshit that's swirling around. All of it purposely caused by Donald Trump, and I am horrified but not surprised to see the press play right into his little hands. The one candidate he is afraid of is you. You beat him soundly last time, and he knows it. You would do it again. He knew his only shot was the debate, and he went into it not with the intent of debating, but stringing together obscene lies and bluster as much as possible so you wouldn't have a chance of actually having a conversation. No one could have done it, and he knew it. You probably should have did what you did the first time. Just tell him to shut up already. His only purpose was to get into the heads of the press and make people doubt you, no matter that you had done a phenomenal job before the debate and didn't miss a step afterwards. They had these stricken looks on their faces and totally forgot that Trump had just not bothered to string together a single coherent or honest sentence. Every single sentence was either a lie or unintelligible. He got to all of them. They only focused on you. I was never so embarrassed for my profession in my entire life. Now, when the first Democrats called for you to drop out, it sealed the deal because the rest of them said, well, if this one said it, maybe I should do it too. Maybe he can't do it. What the hell? Then a few more. And now Trump and his bullshit is in everyone's head, except for perhaps the heads of people with common sense who see it was a total setup. Trump wants to go up against Kamala Harris because he can use the same tactics he used with Hillary Clinton. All the misogynistic garbage that worked for Hillary, he's convinced will work again. I see the memes about our vice president popping up online already. They are vile, repulsive, disgusting. They are based on classic male chauvinist pig assumptions, to use a phrase from my youth. Do they say that anymore? Anyway, they will be Trump's battle cry, and he is prepping now. Now, I am so angry at the media who allowed themselves to be manipulated. Were any of you bullied as kids? Come on, you ended up journalists. I know a lot of your childhoods. Now, I was the bottom feeder. I was desperately shy, could barely speak outside of the home, frizzy blonde afro, in the era of straight hair parted in the middle. I was called Bird's Nest. Nobody used my name. I was the youngest kid in the class because I was pushed ahead a year, but I was the tallest until high school. Taller than the boys. Walking target. Scrawny. It was great. It was great childhood. Okay, but I made a study of bullies by being their subject, both at school and at home. I know all the tricks. Media, you either took their bait or you didn't have the balls to fight back. Joe did. He sees right through it. Oh, I've seen a few of you turn around now that it's late in the game, but the party unity is in trouble. You screwed up. Find a way to fix it. Oh, so embarrassed for you. Oh, and George Clooney. Dude, you jumped the gun. Really? If Joe couldn't finish, did you think that maybe Kamala couldn't do it? Is that it? What is it? Think I'm being a little pissy? Ask my kids. I'm holding back so much. We have an experienced statesman and a brilliant, experienced, hardworking backup in place. It's what Trump is afraid of, and he manipulated all of you, and there is no plan B. Get it together, team. And President Joe Biden, if you can hang in there, you've got this. Awful lot of us are on your team. Most of us, I think, are on your team. I don't know who they're polling, but I haven't met a one of them. All right, housekeeping. We don't remove comments. We were confused by them disappearing at first, but YouTube seems to be taking down comments that are clearly based on disproven lies. I mean, I'm never going to argue with any of these commenters anyway. It's pointless. They can't be reached. It often takes an entire team to deprogram a victim of brainwashing, which bodes poorly for our country. But Germany found a way, so I'm not going to give up hope. Until I'm deported, that is, and Vancouver. So a comment popped up this morning that I tried to answer, but it was removed before I could respond because it was insanely false. I took a screenshot before I refreshed so it wouldn't disappear, and it reads, Biden sidestepped our Constitution and his oath of office when he opened our border to terrorists, drug traffickers, drug lords, so the corporations that own him can import dirt cheap third world labor. And those third world countries are using this opportunity to empty their prisons. Why don't you see that? See the problem? They believe everything they are told. But it was Republican George H.W. Bush who opened up the borders when he signed the Immigration Act of 1990 to bring in cheap labor because all his wealthy friends had asked him to do it. Why don't they see that? Because they can't. They can only believe what Trump tells them anymore. He leads a cult. You cannot argue with a cult member. I tried to answer very gently that this probably wasn't the channel for him and he should move along. It's clear he's looking for a fight. And I'm never going to argue with someone who is blinded by and worships the golden/orange calf. I watch people try it on Facebook and I can't understand why they allow others to goad them and upset them when they can't be reached. It's how they control you. Don't let them. I respond, I hope your life is filled with peace and joy. Have a blessed day. Bye. And I mean it. Try it. It is so liberating. The only way to survive this is to let go of the hatred, stop mixing it up with these people, and send love out into the universe. Your blood pressure will thank you. Let all of the hate-filled people internally combust and die of heart attacks. Let's not be amongst them. Let the hate go. Next topic. Liz from Rhode Island. Liz and I have been talking about the idea of women uniting, much like the women of Ireland during the Troubles. And another follower has suggested starting something and calling it Meemaw's Unite. I don't recall your name, but you are brilliant and a goddess as well. Pop up and let me know that you saw that I noticed. I am amazed by how brilliant, how together, how on top of everything that our watchers are. But anyway, Liz and I discussed organizing, maybe starting a Facebook page so we can support each other as we get through this. And Liz offered to design t-shirts. Now, we tossed around ideas for a mission statement, which I had no time to do. But Liz, wow, yesterday morning she sent an email with a much better than average vision statement and a t-shirt design that made me want one like right now. But I want it in a tank top. I get very hot very easily. So, mission statement: to unite people of all ages, beliefs, and faiths, and in particular, wise older women, in the work of protecting our children and grandchildren and preserving our planet, to stand strong against the forces of greed and power, and to promote tolerance, compassion, and respect for all life. It is a call to action. Here's the t-shirt. I need one. It gives me flashbacks. When I first met my husband, he owned a company called Milford Rivet, and they had Rosie the Riveter posters like all over the place. I loved them. That was back when he was a capitalist. I have since ruined him. And now this poor Yale grad gets up every morning and literally slops pigs and throws hay to steers and cows. The handful of men I dated before I met him dodged a bullet and should count their blessings every single day. But back to Liz. She is brilliant, as most of the Liz's I've ever met have been. She is open to suggestions, and we would love to make this a collaborative effort. Now, please offer feedback in the comments, ideas, moral support, whatever. We don't want this to be political. There are so many truly frightening issues looming over our heads, and we are hoping that we can unite and find ways to change for the better. Anyway, our children deserve it. And crones, we have the wisdom and courage to turn the tide. I absolutely believe this, and we owe it to our children's futures. Now, I would hope we could draw from both sides of the aisle, but the fully indoctrinated can only talk about gas prices, electric car batteries, illegal immigrants, the deadly COVID vaccines, and abortion. They may never get past their trigger words, and we can't fix it, but there are still more of us than there are of them, and we can focus on kindness, compassion, education, truth, and I hate to use the word tolerance because we shouldn't even have to think of it that way. Accepting other people for who and what they are should be a given. Diversity creates this beautiful tapestry of humanity. I am blessed with friends of every color, sexual identity, religion, from all over the world. Life is so beautiful and interesting that way. Anyways, Meemaw's Unite. keeping it positive and progressive. Don't let yourselves get sucked into a fight that nobody wins. Just keep working towards the greater good, not looking back. The good old days, they were really only good for specific groups, particularly white males. As a Meemaw with grandbabies, I don't want to go back, but Project 2025 is setting the stage for a huge battle. Peace, joy, and many blessings to all of you from my heart. To quote Rosie the Riveter, we can do this. Next video, the Yankee farm wife talks about a man by the name of J.D. Vance. He makes it too easy. And all you childless cat ladies out there, we're gonna have some fun with this. Much love to all. Everybody have a wonderful day. Mwah.
What's funny? Well, whenever we cook inside, Mom always does the cooking. But whenever we cook outside, you always do it. How come?
Well, it's sort of traditional, I guess. They say a woman's place is in the home, and I suppose as long as she's in the home, she might as well be in the kitchen.
Oh. Well, that explains about Mom. But how come you always do the outside cooking?
Well, I'll tell you, son. Women do all right when they have all the modern conveniences. But us men are better at this rugged type of outdoor cooking. Sort of a throwback to caveman days.